Next movie we're going to be talking about is the kids' film, Shorts. This one is directed by Robert Rodriguez, who also did the Spy Kids films and Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. This movie is about a bunch of short stories comprised around the same group of kids who find a rock that gives them their wishes. So they wish for kid things like fortresses and crocodile armies and stuff. So what I liked about this movie a lot was just the way the time flowed. It was a lot different than most kids' films, which are really straightforward. He kind of took his more artsier rated R film kind of stuff and tried to use that, which Spy Kids and Adventures of Locke, they were straightforward, just kids movies. This one, he tried something different by a bunch of little stories to make up one big story. And I really liked that aspect of it. Plus, I mean, I've seen a lot of kids' movies, and this one actually worked really well for kids. I mean, there's a lot of just flat-out physical humor where kids are getting beat up, and teaches you the great moral lessons of, befriend your bullies and stuff, which all kids' movies, they need. I mean, if without that, our kids wouldn't have any morals, right? So I gave it an overall a B-.
And I'd give this movie a C-. I'm going to be a little more hard on it than I think you were. I thought that the humor was too broad. I thought that it was very kind of mindless, kiddie fodder. But not that, I don't know. I've had this problem with kids' movies for a while where adults are writing for kids thinking that kids are complete idiots. They're not going to understand real humor or what have you. So they put in this mentally challenged humor that and thinking that that's what kids are. And maybe that's not how I was, I mean, granted, when I was a kid, I liked some pretty lowbrow movies, but I don't know. I felt like a lot of the humor was very broad and very simple and corny. That's a good word, corny. Lots of really cheesy one-liners that I just kind of cringed at. And you said you liked the movie because of the style. It was kind of done in sort of a Pulp Fiction, like children's Pulp Fiction sort of style, where you had multiple stories that sort of overlap and interweave and come back together. And I actually didn't think that it was all that necessary. I thought that it was sort of style for the sake of style. It didn't really lend to the story in any kind of way like Pulp Fiction or Sin City did. And kind of similar to what I was talking about with Four Christmases, I think Robert Rodriguez has like this strong Catholic guilt every time he makes one of his violent R-rated movies like Sin City or Once Upon a Time in Mexico and Desperado, and then every once in a while he's just like, okay, I have to make something that my whole family can watch and be part of and write. And he does these asinine kids movies, and I don't know. For me, Robert, if you're out there and watching, please just stick to your R-rated action flicks. It's really what you're good at. You shouldn't do kids movies because I don't think you remember what it was like to be a kid.
No. Oh, okay. So kids movies, kids aren't it's not mentally challenged humor. I mean, yeah, there's some random fart jokes and stuff, but I mean, if you look at Funny People, it was all dick jokes. I mean, so if you have that kind of humor and relate it to the kids' humor, I mean, it's just the same kind of thing. What do you mean by more intellectual humor?
Not even intellectual humor, but let's look at the Pixar movies, for example. I think they're a great example of how to do a kids movie well and writing for kids in a real way, treating them like a real audience, not just some generic idea of what your audience is going to be based upon I don't even know what, the back of cereal boxes, I guess. No, I think the Pixar movies are really good at writing smart kids movies that the whole family really can enjoy, and they always say that with family movies. This is a movie the whole family can watch, and generally that's not the case. Just because it's appropriate for the whole family doesn't mean that the whole family is going to be entertained. And I think a long time ago when I was growing up, I enjoyed kind of dumb kids movies like Blank Check and
That was a good one.
Mr. Nanny and Three Ninjas and those kind of movies. I think we all kind of remember. And this movie isn't too far from that, but I think the bar has been raised since then, and I think there's a standard now, and we should try and live up to that. You can't get away with making shorts when just the same summer Up came out. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different ballpark now.
I gotcha. All right.
But I did find the movie to be mildly entertaining. I thought that there were some fun special effects, although way overused. And I think if I was a kid, I tried to remember that the whole time. It's like, okay, I'm not a 24-year-old college pseudo-intellectual. I'm a kid right now. How am I enjoying this right now? And I'm like, for a kids movie, I think they're going to like it. Kids will like it. There's enough to look at and be part of that you'll sort of enjoy what you're seeing. So,
All right.
I think that's it for today.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll be doing another episode soon, and you guys.